Okay, so let's continue with the automatic writing here. So just a reminder, automatic writing is the energy link between you, which is the physical, and the spirit. So often I get asked, what is it that you're actually channeling when you talk about spirit? Well, it varies, and it varies with the person I'm doing the session for, and it depends what I'm asking. So it could be your guides. So if I'm doing a session for someone, it could be the client's guide. It could be a deceased loved ones. And most often it's higher forms of myself. Now I know that might sound, a little abstract to you, but as you step into this and start developing and growing your own intuitive abilities, you'll start to understand that a little bit more. But in reality, it doesn't really matter what form spirit takes. The message is so much more important than who's actually delivering the message. So, like I said, some say it's one of the easiest intuitive abilities to develop. Often it's a start to hone in and master other intuitive abilities. Because we all know when you intentionally seek spirit, you're going to open a channel where communication can occur. Which leads me to another point that is so, so key. And that is your integrity. So it's really important to be very integral when you're asking questions, and don't waste your time and your guide's time by asking test questions or questions you already know the answer to. Remember, you're looking for inspiration, guidance, and advice so that you actually, in the exercise of free will, can receive information to help you make the best decisions for yourself. Use integrity. You're seeking answers from a higher energy, and that energy will have a clearer view than we do in the physical world. So just trust what you get. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else I want to talk about here. Yes. Okay. All right, so be intentional. Know that you're actually opening a channel where communication can occur. Your guides have probably been waiting for you for eons, and they've probably tried to communicate with you in certain aspects before, but now you're actually giving them a channel. So you're actually giving them a method that they can recognize, and I'm sure they're going to step in. So this is almost like an agreement. So as it's an agreement, I think it's very important that we make sure that what's coming through is of the highest love vibration. So what you can do is you can begin with a little prayer or meditation, asking for contact with the highest energy possible. So basically state that only those energies of the highest love vibration may assist you. Make sure you state that you're looking for clarity and insight into these questions and asking for their assistance. So if you'd like an example of that, what I do is I say, hey, God and gang, because keep in mind, I've been doing this for 30 years. So when I say God and gang, it's already established that I'm referring to the highest part of myself, any archangels, any ascended masters, any earth masters, any spirit guides or healing guides, as long as they're all of the highest love vibration. I ask them to assist me in any and all ways possible. And it's just as simple as that. So you'll have your own little spiel that you'd like to use and that you'll get comfortable with. Okay? So that's part of setting your intention. All right, so after a short meditation or prayer, just write your questions down and focus on an open communication. So with that, just put your pen to paper. Go with your first thoughts. So anything that pops into your head, don't stop to think about it or analyze it, and try to keep a continuous flow. So I can honestly tell you many, many years ago when I first started this, I put my pen to the paper and I decided I wasn't moving my hand one little iota. I was going to rest it there easily, and I was going to trust that there was some force bigger than who I thought I was that was going to assist me. And what I ended up getting were the letter eights, or what I thought were the letter eights, and it was just an 888. And so it went like this. I don't know if you can see this, but it just, and then it would go lighter, and then sometimes heavier, bigger, but it was all just this pattern of eights. I later found out that's the infinity sign, but at the time I thought it was just the letter eights. And what was interesting is as this was going on, I was feeling a difference in pressure in my arm and my hand. So I would feel intensity. Sometimes I could tell it was somebody very gentle that was coming through, and other times it felt like the energy was more powerful and masculine. There were just so many different senses that were being developed and that were being picked up on. So pay attention to even the smallest inkling, because, you know, many times when we're sitting to develop, we're waiting for this, like this big neon sign to show up and flashing, saying like, okay, Ruby, this is it, pay attention, you're doing it, you know, things like that. And really, it's just the subtlest of movement within your awareness. So just know, and as you're writing, just pay attention to, you know, maybe there's a difference in, like I say, mine felt like pressure. So it felt like pressure coming from within. Sometimes it was a pressure from without. And of course, over the years, you know, there's been a lot of different developments that have occurred. But I want to keep this very basic for now and keep you very on task with this. So, and myself. So after that, then what started, so I don't know if you can see that, but it was just like a lot of eights. Then after that, I graduated to say, let's say, for instance, the word was like meditation. So it was like my hand would move. Oh my goodness, they're even assisting me with this. Wonderful. And so the word meditation would be written across 2 pieces of paper, because that's how big the lettering was. Now, I don't know if you can see that, probably not, and you probably don't need to. But just know that it would take me like scads and scads of paper to get even a sentence out. And it probably was close to half an hour for that sentence to come out. And of course, being human, I immediately analyzed or judged or thought, oh my goodness, these are going to be like profound messages. And often in the beginning, I was a little dismayed to find out that it was the simplest of messages. And sometimes it was stuff I already knew but had forgotten or hadn't recalled or didn't think about or didn't apply in my life. I want to repeat that again, because this is very, very profound. And if you can remember this, it's really going to help you moving forward, and it'll help keep you out of analyzing or overanalyzing what you get or judging it too harshly. So often the messages that came through were messages that they talked about concepts that I already knew, and it was just a reminder. It triggered something in my memory, and it was just a really great reminder. And what actually was occurring there was a reminder to apply that particular concept or that particular knowing to my current life. And that was basically as simple as it gets. So just remember that if you go into judgment, you go to overanalyze, just keep in mind that that's what this is about. So it's not like there's anything new and so amazingly newly profound that needs to come through. It's all stuff that already exists somewhere within your memory, somewhere within your energy body. It all exists, and you're just creating this channel to be able to bring it through. Okay? All right, so let's see what else here. Oh, and practice. So I sat down every day for months, and I would, you know, try to sit down roughly about the same time and work with automatic writing. And so that was my practice of how I kind of developed. And of course, from there, it carried on. But I will say that meditation is so very key. And now that I'm talking about meditation, if you'd like to go on my website, I have posted a free guided meditation there as well, and feel free to use that. You may discover you might want to use it once, and then you want to fall back into your own little prayer or own little meditation. Meditation and consistency are the two key aspects to automatic writing. And you're going to find that they're very foundational to you opening all your channels and developing all your intuitive abilities as well. So if you want to use the free video, a free guided meditation, my website is www.rubytunke.com. Okay, so I've already said my little prayer and my little spiel. My guides are well aware of, we have a very established and deep relationship. So let's just go here. Okay, so I'm so glad this happened. So what happened here is they started and they're saying, "Greetings, Seeker. We feel so blessed indeed to welcome you. It be an honor indeed to assist you in," and then it went and I knew there was a hesitation there. So sometimes the hesitation is a switch of guides. Sometimes it's when I think I know what they're going to write, and so I allow my mind or my ego to step in. And so what happens is that there's a stopping of the flow that's been established. And that lets me know to go back. And so often I'll go back to the last word and they will stroke off what they don't need, and then I open again and proceed. Okay, and it's really simple. It's really basic. Yep. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, so I just want to share this with you. Put my glasses on. Okay, so I don't know, I'm hoping you can see this. I'm going to, okay, so do you see the difference in writing style here? So here were the guides at the beginning. This is where the my ego stepped in, and there was a halting of the message. And then here, you can tell the writing style is different, and it got much quicker. So this was a different guide who stepped in. And often what you'll notice is when you notice a difference in pressure, or you notice a difference in what seems like personality or style of writing, we have different levels of guides. And so we have guides, some that'll work with us on our personal development, some that work with us on our relationships, some that work with us on expansion of our soul. just many different areas. And so often they group, and they'll have one grouping for this and one grouping for that. And, sometimes it's not just one guide. Sometimes as you start to expand and really develop your conscious channeling ability, you'll have a group of guides that will be there, and they will come through together, and it'll be quite a powerful energy that comes through. But that's just an interesting little tidbit. So, okay, so hopefully you can see the different style of writing there. So that can happen for you as well. Okay, so what I want to say is meditation and practice are so key here, so consistency. And you'll find that if you're consistent with this practice, what happens at some point is that it seems as if the answer pops into your head at the same time that it's being written. So it seems like the words are placed or planted in your head as you're writing them. And this clear knowing is called claircognizance. And it is the most common intuitive ability that's identified with automatic writing. So just know that is the intuitive ability that will be activated and developed as you work with automatic writing. Okay, so let's just recap.